Righty-ho, my dearie-os. It is time to take on one of the key enemies in this game, one of the big antagonists of Dark Souls 3, who we've already heard of, the Pontiff Sulyvahn. The Pontiff Sulyvahn is a great character. He is the master of the Boreal Knights, like Vort. He sent them out across the world, scouting for... I think for the Champions of Ash. I think that's what he's actually looking for. I don't know why. I don't quite know what he's doing exactly. But he's actually an invader in this world. He's kind of alien. He's from the Painted World. He's actually a denizen of the Painted World of Ariandel. An exile from that world, even. He actually left it as a young boy, as a young sorcerer. And since then, whoa, fuck! Since then, has managed to invade Anor Londo, Irithyll as it now is, and basically wheedle his way into the old amongst the old gods. He has actually taken over here. He's that powerful. He's a semi-human sorcerer, or was, but is at this point phenomenally powerful. Phenomenally powerful, because he's brought with him... Ah, you bastard! He's brought with him the sorceries from the Painted World, which are very different from the sorceries in this world. Oh, fuck. No. God, I'm having trouble with this guy, I can tell you. Oh, no you don't. Fuck you. No you don't. Thank you. Ooh, the Pontiff Knight armor. I might be using that. It's really bloody good. Okay, so I should have a couple of summons here. Yeah, Unri of Astora, and we should also have... Yeah. This is Blackhand Gotthard, I do believe. Yup. It'd be nice if there were some human summons around here. That would be very nice indeed. Someone who wants to come and fight the gentleman. Oh, fuck. Hello. None of that. Thank you very much. We have a pontiff to fight. What's he doing? No! Blackhand, no! Leave them alone! Okay, right. There are no human summons here, are there? No, sadly not. And there's nothing I can do to change that, I don't think. Let me have a look. Pledge oneself to the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant, to the Way of the Blue Sentinels, the Mound Makers, and the Watchdogs of Faron. No, there's not really anything I can do to change that right now, which is a shame. Pontiff Sulyvahn is really difficult. Pontiff Sulyvahn is also responsible for drawing Aldrich to this place. It's difficult to tell quite what their relationship is, Aldrich and this guy. Whether Aldrich is somehow a lackey of Sulyvahn, if Sulyvahn somehow controls Aldrich or has some sort of authority over Aldrich, or whether Aldrich is a sort of a tool that Sulyvahn is using. It's hard to say. It's very difficult to tell. Fuck! Whoa, he's tough. He's a tough one. Oh, fuck! 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 No! Whoa! I can't get out of the way because Henri, he keeps getting in the way! Ah! Yeah, he's a tough one. He has magics that are redolent of both Gwyn and of Gwyn's daughter, Gwendolyn. Look, he's using the Moonlight Blade, and that is magic that's redolent of Gwendolyn, who is sort of in this game. Actually is sort of in... Ah, fuck. Sort of, but not quite. It's weird. Why do I get the impression this is an area of effects? Oh, fuck. This is bad. Oh, he's cloned himself. That's not good. It's this one we want. He's got like a sort of shadow look. You can tell that he's from the Painted World now. Those wings are really redolent of the denizens of the Painted World. Whoa, fuck! His shadow's attacking me. Fuck! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Jesus, God! Look how powerful he is now. He is a son of a bitch, this guy. And one of the big I mean, he is powerful enough to have taken down the gods in this world. So, you know, he's tough, this guy. His sorceries are something else, you know. They're of another level. What's he doing? Stop it! Stop being so awful! Leave my pal alone, you bastard! Leave me alone too, because I can't handle this. Oh, he's doing it again, shit. Cloning himself. What? Oh, bollocks! That was a very Gwendolyn move, wasn't it? God, he's tough. We've done it! Yes! Yes! Brilliant! One of the key bastards from this game defeated. Also one of my favourite characters. I really love the Pontiff Sullivan. You've got to give him credit. I mean, he dragged himself up from the dregs of the Painted World and managed to basically conquer most of Lothric. He established himself here in the home of the gods. So, yeah, and even managed to bring some of the gods under his thrall. So, you know, fair dues, sir. What does this do? Oh. And now the game really kicks off. I mean, in any other game, Sullivan would be the final boss. He would have been the final boss. Even in another Dark Souls game, he would have been the final boss. This area is tricky. This is a PvP area, so you get a lot of enemies teleporting in here. A lot of phantoms and whatnot teleporting in here. Come here. Thank you. Twinkling Titanite. Yay. We're going to get attacked and invaded quite a lot here, I imagine. So, yeah, this could be a tricky... There it is. Look, there's Anor Londo, as it was. Still intact. Still intact. This area's tough. You see the sleeping giants? They aren't even the half of it. There's going to be a couple of enemies that teleport in here. A couple of phantoms that are NPCs, but are very, very bloody hard to deal with. And they're also we're in danger of waking the giants as well, which is not a good thing. We do not want to do that, obviously. What's out here? Can't quite remember. Oh, it's an alternative route. Look, that's very Anor Londo, isn't it? Look at that. This is an alternative route. This enables you to go up here. There are lots, and I mean lots, of the priests of the deep here. Lots of them. You need to be rather careful here. Whoop. Also, we can access this other part of the cathedral, which is rather good. Bloody hell, they've got some range on their magic. We can take this down now. That's cool. It's a bit of a shortcut, that's all. Some sort of odd little lift. I rather like it, actually. Yay! Righty-ho. There's also a mimic round here, which I believe has something rather good in it. So, yeah. There it is. Bastard thing. We'll tackle it like we do all the other mimics. I.e., we'll hit it really hard, then run away. Run away! Love the noises they make. It's hilarious. Oh, still coming. I don't think it can get out here, actually. I'm fairly certain it can't get out here. I may be entirely wrong. Has it got bored yet? Oh, it's getting bored. Look, it's buggering off. Going back to sleep. Or is it? They are amusing little things, aren't they? Really fucking weird, but amusing. Run! Yes, I know it's a laborious way of doing it, but it works. These things are tough. Really tough in this game. Much tougher than they are in the last one. I don't know why, the ones in Dark Souls 2 are actually not that bad. But whilst we're pissing about, actually, there's other stuff we can do. There's other stuff that needs exploring. The architecture in this game is breathtaking. Visions of a lizard. Ah, yes. Ah! Yay! Always lovely. Always lovely. Yeah, I can't even remember what's in this this mimic, but I'm sure it's something halfway decent. It usually is. It may even be a key item, you know, like a tome or a braille tome or something. That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if this is too boring, I may speed it up. Can I actually, like, fight him? I wonder. What? I can, actually. I'm at that point where I can fight them. That's cool. Look how much they take off with one hit. They're insane. What? What? No, you don't, you little bastard. That would have killed me stone dead. Yeah, we can actually fight them now. Golden Ritual Spear. That is actually a very decent weapon. Very interesting weapon indeed. Okay, that was fun. I like fighting the mimics. This is bloody hard, but it's worth killing these guys before you do the area down there, because if you don't, they just keep raining bloody fire at you, which is really annoying. Some magic certainly helps here. Fight fire with fire, basically. Gotcha. Oh, you bastard. So many of them. Look, I love that animation model, the big one. I think he's great. The way they fall over is fantastic. It makes me laugh every time. Doesn't it, sir? Yes, trying to eat me there. Just like your master, Aldrich, who we're going to destroy. Yeah, we're going to murder your god. How does that sound? Huh? How does that sound, me dear? Good? I should hope so. Great poise on this weapon. Great stagger damage. I mean, staggering is a little different in Dark Souls 3. It's not quite the same as in the other Dark Souls. It's often not quite as effective. But that weapon's got a load of it, so I'm quite pleased. Gotcha. Bit of protection here. That's useful. God, there's so many of them. Look at this. Jesus. If we can draw him out, that would be very useful, actually. Yeah, that's better. Oh, stop it. There we go. Hello. Actually, very good area to level up as well. These guys are worth a ton of souls. Very good area. And worthwhile as well, because the game kicks off. After this, the game just completely kicks off. Some of the areas after this are really bloody tough. The Grand Archives, for example, which you may remember, they're not quite the same place, but they are sort of similar in spirit. You know, they're kind of this game's echoes of that area, which is something you get quite a lot. Ah, here they are. These guys with the purple weapons. These guys are pains in the arse. So we're going to do what we can to take them down from a distance while we're being harassed by the priest there. Whoa, fuck, see? Their weapons take off tons of health. Fuck off! You've also got that classic Dark Souls dynamic of a long-range enemy and a close-range enemy together. Oh, oh, this is getting bad. This is getting bad. What? I need to get my poise back. There we go. That's him done. And they're permadeaths as well. These guys, the Drang Twin Spears, quite a good set of weapons actually. Really odd moveset. Really unusual moveset. There's another one of those purple guys around here. I'm sure there's two of them. Don't you dare! I'm not being taken down by the bloody priest now that I've actually fought the big warrior. Not having that, definitely not. Although we have extinguished all of our bloody Estus flasks now, which is bad. Oh, you wanker! Oh, you absolute wanker! That's one of... Do you remember them? Yeah? You remember them, don't you? It is exactly what you think. It's one of those bloody Knights of Gwyn from the ramparts of Anor Londo. You know, the ones that were such bastards in Dark Souls 1? It was one of them. Right, my loves, as you may be able to tell, I'm actually recording the audio for this section in post. The reason I'm doing it in post is because this area with the archers and the Knights of Gwyn is as much of a bastard as it ever was. You know, these sections of the Dark Souls game, every single one has them. In fact, Dark Souls 2 has a lot of them. They have those areas where you have to run the gauntlet, where you have to go across like high, narrow ramparts, or areas over lava where there are archers and lots of long-range enemies that can target you from a distance. They're always bastards. They're always such a pain in the arse. And Dark Souls 3 is no different. The big difference here is that there aren't many of them. This is, I think, one of the only ones. It's one of the only areas where you get that. Oh, don't want to go down there yet. Definitely don't want to go down there yet, because we know what's down there, don't we? Those beasts of the Boreal Valley. They are down there, and they are bastards. We're not fighting them yet. Definitely not. Later, we will. When we're a little stronger, when we've got a bit more about us, we will take them on. These knights are so conspicuously placed. Their range of activation is huge. The knockback from being hit by them is enormous, so they often knock you off and kill you in one go. They're very, very tough. Indeed, you've got to really think about it. This is one of the more puzzle-like areas in the game, and if you don't do it right, you are just screwed. There is no way of doing it unless you think about it very hard and take your time with it. If you try to run, if you try to rush through, you ain't gonna do it. Simple as that. You are not going to do it. This guy's activated now. That makes him a pain in the arse. Sometimes, if you're really clever, you can get them to run off the edge or lock themselves in an animation. So I got hit there. Lock themselves in a useful animation cycle. But that's very tricky to do because they're actually quite clever, these Knights of Gwyn. Much upgraded from Dark Souls 1, I must say. Much upgraded. They are much tougher. And in fact, using dragon bows. So, bows and arrows that are designed to kill dragons, they're using against us. I mean, that's kind of mental, isn't it? And as you can see, I've got one of them sticking out of my ankle right now. Yeah, I choose to do this in a... Oh! Ow! You can feel it, can't you? You can feel the impact from them. It's very, very tough indeed. It really is. Whoa. This is how I've found this is quite a good way of taking them down. There's not enough space to fight them normally. You can just run up and get them to fight you with their sword, but there's just not enough space to do your rolling and dodging. And shields aren't much good against them, really. You can't really parry them very well when they've got the lightning on their sword, so it's a case of taking them down at range. That works really well. If you've got a bow and arrow, if you've got magic, that's a good way of doing it, basically. Had I some stronger pyromancies, this would have been a doddle. It would have been much easier. But as it stands, we have to wear them down little by little until we get where we want to be. I mean, they're worth doing because they're worth a ton of experience. No. Ooh, thinking in old RPG terms there. It's not XP, it's souls. It's souls. I may have said blood echoes as well at some point. So they're still protecting the ramparts of Anor Londo, even though, as we will see, there's nothing left to protect. Anor Londo's gone. I mean, the buildings here, but the empire, the city, the civilization, the royal family are gone. There's nothing left, you know? There are there's one surviving member of the Gwyn dynasty, and there's one that's sort of in the process of being destroyed or devoured, as we will see in a few moments. It's a slow moving section, this one. You've just got to take your time with it. It's very different from a lot of other areas in the game. Beautiful view from up here, though. I love the fact that Anor Londo is so high as well. You've got down below Irithyll of the Boreal Valley, and then Anor Londo riding high above it. That's really cool. Very pretty indeed. Still a few of these knights to take down, which is slightly annoying. This one, for example, who's just round the corner. This one is a bastard. I remember when I first played through Dark Souls 3, this one killed me from behind a lot. A lot. He is a complete wanker, this guy. And because of his positioning, he's actually really difficult to take down. I think we get hit a couple of times here through poor timing on my part. Yeah, poor timing. I'm going to get hit there. Ah! Another big arrow right through the chest. Being undead has its advantages, doesn't it? Don't you think? Ow! Because I'm sure if I were alive, that would have incapacitated me, or at least handicapped me to a certain degree. Ow! God, we are not whoa! Bloody hell! Oh God, you know, don't you? You know when you've had a fumble with these guys. You really know about it. If only because of all the really big spears sticking out of you. Yeah, I mean, if we had some stronger magics, that would have helped too, but we haven't really spent a great deal on upping our faith or our intelligence or our attunement, so we're not really a sorcerer at this point. We're a pyromancer, really. Even then, we could really do with upping the ante on that one. There's a character I need to find in that regard. There is a very particular character that I do need to find now. This guy's a bit of a son of a bitch. Yeah. I think I decide in the end to whittle him down and then take him down fairly, you know, in a fair fight. Not a good idea. Not a good idea with the Knights of Gwyn. Especially when you don't have any, like, oh, that worked well. My, that did work well. Oh, yeah, that was a good tactic. Ah. That was a very good tactic. I must remember that for next time. That special move with what's-his-face's sword, Volmir's sword, very effective against them. Very effective. Right, now, we're actually really close. We're really close to the end of Anor Londo, or rather the heights of Anor Londo, you know, where the we're close to areas that we will recognise from Dark Souls 1, let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. Oh, bloody hell. This one's fun. You can knock him down so he can't hit you. He's on the wrong plane to actually hit you, which is kind of cool. It's timing, this area. Everything is timing. Unfortunately, there's a shortcut that we can open up in a minute, which is really cool. Ah, God. I mean, we're going to need to, because we need to go back to the bonfire. We haven't got anything. We haven't got any health or Estus, or off he goes. Damn. Look at him! Look, he's committed a bit of vandalism there, which I imagine to the Knights of Gwyn is actually a kind of sacrilege. He's peppered the ramparts with spikes and with spears. I mean, come on, man. Isn't this like where your liege lord lives? Oh, look at that. We know this, don't we? There's Gwyn in all of his splendour. We know where we are now, don't we? It's the Temple of Gwyn. Very cool indeed. And we're going to start seeing a lot of areas that we recognise very, very soon, actually. Before we do that, though, what we need to do is go and open the shortcut. The reason we need to go and do that is because if we don't, then we die. We will be screwed. We'll have to go through all of that again, and believe me, I've done that before. Not fun. Not fun at all, ladies and mental men. Ooh, can you hear the monks? Can you hear the monks of the deep doing their chanting? It's distressing, isn't it? It's not nice at all. Yeah, I like the fact that, more so I'd say in Dark Souls 3 than any of the Dark Souls games, the enemies are placed very particularly to give you a sense of the mythology. So the reason the Knights of Gwyn are here is because they're the last remnants protecting the very last of the royal household, you know? And there are some of the royal household left. The reason the Monks of the Deep are here is for a very different reason. The Monks of the Deep are here to pay homage to their messiah, to their saint, Aldrich, who is also here, ensconced above, as we will see very soon. One of my favourite creatures and characters in all of Dark Souls. Have to say, I love Aldrich, he's so cool. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go back the way. We need to be very careful as well, because that bastard that's alive up there can still fire at us, and as we've all... Oh, you utter bastard. Very nasty indeed. I mean, we could run through the giants or through the priests of the deep to get to the bonfire back at Sullivan's temple, but that would be a stupid idea because we would almost certainly get killed and lose our embering, and besides which there is a bonfire very quickly, very shortly in fact. So there's no real point. So if we just go round this area again and try and avoid the surviving knights like that one, we should be alright. We should be okay. I think we're okay. I hope we are. Yes, we're fine. We're fine. Great view from up here. You can see most of the areas in the game from here. It's one of the highest points in the entire game. And you can see virtually everything, which is very cool. And here we are back at the Temple of Gwyn, and like before, there's a secret here. If you go to the statue of Gwyn and hit it, this happens. And we know this area, don't we? Look, this is the ritual circle before Dark Sun Gwyndolin's corridor. Isn't that cool? And this is the corridor. This is Dark Sun Gwyndolin's corridor where we fought her, which is very, very, very cool. She's not here, unfortunately. She's not here at the moment, and there's a reason she's not here, and it's not too nice. I've got to say, it's actually very, very unpleasant, as we'll see. Now, this area, the Tomb of Gwyn, is empty at the moment, but it won't be for very long. It won't be for very long. There's a story thing we've got to do here, but not just yet. Not just yet. Oh yeah, there's a ring around here, I believe, or something, which is odd. It's the Ring of Reversal. Mimic? No, it's alright, it's fine. It's the Ring of Reversal, and it allows you to perform female actions if you're a male, and male actions if you're a female. Isn't that cool? Isn't that really strange? Very, very peculiar indeed. Don't know why that's here at all. Although it kind of makes sense if you look at... I suppose if you look at what occurs here later. The wedding, the wedding to Henri takes place here later, and it will take place. It actually will. There it is. There's the ring. Here it is, the Ring of Reversal. It's very strange, very, very peculiar. I don't quite know what in-game use it actually has, other than aesthetic, you know, or superficial. So odd, strange one that. Cool, nonetheless. We've got lots of interesting rings at the moment. I'm just considering here what to use, what would be best in the up-and-coming situations, because we do have some situations coming up, believe me. Bloody hell do we have some situations coming up. Yeah. So, we now know that Dark Sun Gwendolyn is not where she should be, and that's sort of a big-ass warning of what's coming up. There's some unpleasantness that occurs very soon. What have we got here? An ember, that's always useful. And see where we are? It's the tower. It's the movable tower from Anor Londo, from Dark Souls 1, which led to lots of different areas throughout Anor Londo, including this area, Dark Sun Gwendolyn's chamber. And it's exactly the same as before. No gargoyles here, unfortunately, at the moment. No gargoyles, but that's fine. It's very cool, isn't it? And look at, I love the fact that it's ancient now and it's covered in ice, and it's the fact that this fragment of the previous cycles of the world still exists here is really cool. The fact Anno Londo, I imagine, is kind of permanent. It's always been here and will probably always be here. It's a kind of linchpin of the worlds. Very cool indeed. So yeah, we're actually going to the High Temple now, which we know of, where we fought Ornstein and Smough, and where we met the projection of Guinevere that Dark Sun Gwyndolin was projecting. Here it is, Anno Londo, as we once knew it. Oh, look at this. This is where you can see everything. There's Irithyll, there's Lothric up there. You can see the Cathedral of the Deep from here. The bridge that leads over it. How cool is that? There's the cathedral, look. Fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely. And the wilds surrounding it. I mean, it's beautiful. Oh, we haven't been there yet, but we will go there. We will go there very soon, believe me, we will. The only areas you can't see from here are the ones that are underground or that are in another dimension, you know? Anno Londo, that's, look at it! It looks exactly as it did, a blast from the past, eh? Ah dear, and a bonfire, that's, which is very useful. Right, there's a couple, it's not like before, there are not those big giant gold knights guarding the stairs anymore. I wish they were, actually, because they're a mite easier than the Knights of Gwyn in this game. They really bloody are. Unfortunately, we've actually got Knights of Gwyn guarding the stairs, which is not the best, because they're pains in the arse, especially this one. He's got, look at the reach! Look at the reach on him! It's unbelievable, but he can take half your health off at once, but there is a trick. There is a trick with this guy. If you run back here, there's a point that he can't pass. And so you can just take him down, especially if you've got long range capabilities. Look, he won't pass that point. So there is a trick you can use. There is another one, unfortunately, which is a bit of a ball ache. Yeah, I'm just going to dance around this guy. What's that on the floor? Is that a summoning symbol underneath him? Ah, I don't think I killed him quick enough to take advantage of that, unfortunately. Shame. Great shame. Okay. Oh. Yeah. I need to be a bit more aggressive with these guys, I really do. I keep trying to backstab them, but they're not... Unlike the previous game, where they are eminently backstabbable, they're not anymore. They're actually quite... They're a bit too quick for it, to be honest. Although, you can, unlike a lot of enemies in this game, you can actually stagger them, which is nice. I mean, at this point, we can actually tank them pretty well, which is nice to know. What have you got? Nothing much. What about the other one? Where's the other bastard? I think he's gone back up. Damn. Oh, there he is. Cool. Pacing back and forth there. And unfortunately, unlike before, the door is locked. Aha! Oh god, their tracking is really strong. Gosh, you've got to be very careful with these guys, because they're not particularly staggerable. They've got good tracking, they're very strong. You see the tracking there? If you roll out of the way, he can still get you. Mind you, these guys are veterans. They've been around for a long, long time, you know? What you really want to do is get them to strike like that and open themselves up. That's the way to kill them this time. They obviously wanted you to fight them in a different way than before. They didn't want you to come at them thinking, oh, I recognise these guys, I know how to fight them. Doesn't really work like that. Door's locked. So let's have a scout about, shall we? Let's have a look around and see how things go. I think this is a PvP area, so you can actually get invaded here, which is, as you can imagine, a massive ball ache. I got invaded a number of times the first time I played it. It's really annoying. It's really annoying because this is a precarious area. Nope, no secret door there. Every inch you progress is a victory hard earned. So when some wanker comes in who wants to duel and won't leave you alone. Oh! Can you see who it is? Guess who's still here? It's our friend. Remember him from Dark Souls 1? The giant? Ah. Unfortunately, he's dead. Amongst the filth of Aldrich. And he's still got the coal! He's still got the giant's coal. Look. Look at the filth everywhere. That is the muck that Aldrich excretes and leaves from himself. So there's a real sense of desecration here. The inner kingdom of the old gods, the seat of all civilization in this universe, has been besmirched and desecrated by the presence of Aldrich. And look, it's everywhere, this filth. It's everywhere. As are his priests, in fact. It's really quite... It's gross. It's kind of disgusting. Be wary of up. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. There is something up on the ceiling. It won't activate yet, but there is something up on the ceiling. We'll see it in a minute. What? Oh, can you see? Recognize him? It's one of the things from the Cathedral of the Deep. One of those spider creatures. One of the only ones in the whole game, actually. There are two, I believe, altogether, and we've already killed one. And they're permadeaths. When they die, they die. I think this one does anyway. This is really bloody hard, this gauntlet. To get to Aldrich is very difficult indeed. Nope, no ways through. Nope, it's all blocked, so you can't go and explore the rest of Anor Londo, unfortunately. That's kind of a shame. It would be nice to go and do that. Moonlight arrows. Oh, Darkson Gwendolyn's arrows. That's really cool. That's very cool. I didn't realise that they were there. Up, down it comes. Oh dear. It's here. Oh, look, guarding the doorway. We've got to fight it, unfortunately, because it will follow us out. It will follow us out. It's a pain in the arse. Ah! Shit. Oh, it's nasty. Oh, it's nasty. Oh, and they inflict death. I didn't really know they did that. Look at the bones that are sort of woven throughout. Isn't it cool? And it spits death as well. Actually, those things are much more dangerous than they seem. Much more dangerous. They are brilliant, aren't they? Whoa! Look at that. I wonder what they are. Because they look more like a Dark Souls enemy. They look like something that the Pontiff Sullivan may have created from the peoples of Irithyll. Oh, the animation on them is amazing. Absolutely incredible. I love them. Love it. Ah! Oh, we absolutely got it there. Yep, down it goes. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Aldrich's Ruby. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Okay. Actually, we will put that on, because that's... yeah, we don't need Flynn's Ring anymore. It was alright while we had it, but it's not that important. So let's put Aldrich's Ruby on, because it's actually pretty good. And we can use it to good effect against quite a lot of enemies from now on. Okay, right. I suppose what we should do is go back to the Firelink Shrine at this point and do a bit of levelling up. I mean, we've earned quite a lot of souls on the way here, and we really need to spend them, because the next part... pain in the arse. The next bit, we've got to fight Aldrich. That's what we've got left. We've got to fight Aldrich. Oh, what am I doing? I think I thought... What am I doing? Yeah, I think better of it and decide to go back. I decide to go back to the Firelink Shrine and do a bit of leveling up. Because, quite frankly... going up against Aldrich or trying to explore a bit more at this point is a bit stupid when you're freighted down with these souls. It's a little bit foolish. You don't want to do it. Whew, okay, God. I forgot how difficult this area is. The game really, like, at this point, this is where it ramps up. The difficulty curve is unbelievable at this point. Right, here we are, back at the good old Firelink Shrine. Have you noticed that our knightly friend is gone, who sits up on the steps? So that means we can go and have a fight with him now. Complete his story arc. I think we'll go for a bit of vigour, because we haven't done that for a while, and our health isn't all that, so... Yeah, why not? Leveling up is harder in this game than it is in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 2 you can do it pretty easily. Pretty difficult here. Pretty difficult. Okay. Right, we've got the coal to give to the to Henri. What else have we got to do? I can't remember. I'm going the wrong way anyway, so it doesn't matter, does it? Yeah. Let's go give the coal to Henri. Also, we have ashes to give to what's-her-face over there. I don't like her. She's very sinister.
Passing fine ash thou'st given.
Passing fine ash.
Let this ash bestow nourishment.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I only hope thee.
Blah blah blah. So now we can buy lots of other stuff from her. That's actually, some of it's quite good actually. Some decent armor that she's got now. We will be buying some of that stuff eventually because some of it's pretty damn good, I've got to say. Some of the rings are alright. Lloyd's shield ring is okay. Not the wood grain ring. That's a holdover from Dark Souls 2. It's not really much of a thing in this game, to be honest. Okay, Henri. We've got Andre. Why do I keep calling him Henri? Andre. What am I on about? Give coal. Yeah, give coal.
My. The coal of that peaceable giant.
Oh, you remember him, do you?
Seems like ages passed.
Oh.
I imagine his passing was long ago.
Probably.
I miss the old bugger, I do.
No.
My thanks. I'll be sure this coal is put to good use.
You make sure it is, me dear.
These smithing weapons never afore seen by the likes of ye.
Yeah.
It's but a small service to pay my humble respects.
Aw. That's kind of sad. Don't you think? I think it's kind of sad, so, yeah. What can I upgrade? Not much, actually. We've actually, I mean, we're doing pretty good on the old upgrading. Our weapons are pretty alright at the moment, so, especially this bloody thing. This is monstrous. Really is. Pretty. It's never gonna stop. I really do need to get the other pyromancer. If I can remember where she is. Oh, I can't. Not right now, I can't. Actually, yes I can. Ooh, before we defeat Aldrich. I've just had a brainwave. I've just remembered there's a place we can go that we need to go, actually. And she's down there, so I'm going to go do that. Frig. Come again. Now, before we do that, though, there is a story thing we need to do. Oh, there's Grey Rat. Hello.
Oh, hello, you're back.
Ooh, hello.
In one piece.
I love his voice. It's brilliant. The voice actor.
You can keep the ring as
Oh, thank you.
well.
Goodbye.
Oh, this place is
All right. Yes, we've got some stuff to do with our friend here. Speak thy desire. You are so weird.
Greetings, our lord and liege. Good
Stop
tidings.
calling me that.
Thy spouse is ready.
No, I don't want a spouse, not a female
Time's
one
right
anyway.
to greet her.
But actually, this is a
She
Dark
awaits
Souls
thee in the
wedding.
hidden dark moon chamber of Anor Londo.
Ah, we know where that is because we've just been there.
So thou mayst a true monarch become.
A true monarch. Actually, this is alright because it's a Dark Souls wedding. It doesn't entail what you think it
Till we
might.
meet again.
Let's
in the
put it
dark.
that way. It does not entail what you think it might. So, I think that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen, for this set. When we come back, we'll go and attend a wedding. And then, I believe, we will go and have a look around Irithyll Dungeon. Until then, ladies and gents, bye-bye!